Commissioner of Agriculture for the state of Louisiana, Dr. Mike Strain, is here. Hey, Dr. Mike, welcome back to Keel. How you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It's a beautiful day here.
Excellent, sir. Thank you for checking. A number of news sources say, in fact, I'll read one headline right now, Louisiana medical marijuana could reach pharmacies within the week, maybe 10 days. Is that true? Is there any more, for lack of a better term, hoops to jump through? Give us the straight stuff.
Where we're at, we completed, testing of the concentrate, some time ago, and then we completed the testing of the stock solution. In other words, they take the concentrate and make stock solution, and now we are testing the final patient product. The product has been bottled, and on Monday, we picked up samples of the final deliverable product. So it's in the bottle form. It's in elixir form with various different flavors. And we are doing the final test. We test it to make sure that it's what we call homogeneous. In other words, the first bottle and the 100th bottle and 1,000th bottle are all have the same concentration of THC and CBD. And we also check the THC and CBD levels to confirm that that's the same as is on the label. And we also then check it to make sure it doesn't have any type of contamination, bacterial contamination, that could have happened during the bottling process. We expect that to take about 7 days, and that's 7 business days. So we picked it up on Monday. We started testing Monday. We think everything, unless there is an unforeseen problem, such as finding contaminant, which we don't think we will find, because we tested the stock solution before it was bottled. And so, unless something happened in the bottling process, we should be good to go next week.
So you kind of
working really hard to get it moving, to get it to pharmacies, clearing it. Go next week.
You kind of beat me to my question, unless there are unforeseen problems. But that seems to have, there have been numerous unforeseen problems to this point. Do you really anticipate, or are you optimistic that within, say, the next 30 days, it'll be on the shelves?
I'm very optimistic that within the next 7 to 10 days, it will be made available to the pharmacists.
Okay. The pharmacist will have it. To get it from the pharmacist, what do I need to do, Mike?
Okay. You have to go to one of the 84 physicians that have medical therapeutic marijuana licenses. You can look those up on the Louisiana Board of Medical Examiners website and to get a list of those physicians. And then you will go to the physician, and they will give you a recommendation. That recommendation then, and these are the conditions: intractable pain, cancer, AIDS, cachexia, seizure disorder, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, spasticity, severe muscle spasms, Parkinson's disease, glaucoma, post-traumatic stress disorder, autism spectrum disorder, Crohn's disease, and muscular dystrophy. They have access to the drug. And then you can, so if you are qualified and you receive a recommendation, you can go to one of the 9 marijuana pharmacies. And in the Shreveport area, that is in the northwest, that would be Hope Pharmacy on Kings Highway in Shreveport.
Okay. Let me ask you, people that haven't paid attention to this is not marijuana that's going to also get you high. So you go in and fake your glaucoma or your pain or whatever. Explain that. People who think this is marijuana that's also going to get them high.
No, ma'am. This is, so what is, the marijuana plant was grown, and then from that we extracted THC and CBDs. And then different formulations were made specifically at the levels to treat these diseases. And you will be allotted a certain amount by your physician based on the disease state and a concentration by your disease state. And also the Board of Pharmacy will be keeping very strict records on the amount you receive from any pharmacy and any physician. So this is not a recreational marijuana. This is a therapeutic marijuana. And it's not a smokable. It's not an inhalant. It's in an elixir. It is a medication. It is in a medicine form. So it's not like the state did not grow marijuana to dispense marijuana buds. It has created a final deliverable medical product. Now, in the future, the delivery form may change. So the state has also improved a inhalant, but it's a metered dose inhaler, similar that you would use for asthma or other things. It's not going to be vaping, smoking, that sort of thing.
Excuse me, Dr. Mike,
And
you are
not at such
talking.
a level that you can get high from the THC.
You're talking in the form available. It's both an oral and a topical, right?
The form available today, right, is going to be in an oral form. That's what's coming out on the shelves first.
Okay, so
there will be other delivery systems, but this is the first, and it is an elixir, and it will have a variety of different flavors.
2 authorized state growers, ag centers at both LSU and Southern University. A, do you anticipate they will be able to keep up with demand? And B, is there any consideration to expand that list of authorized growers?
LSU now has produced 3 batches, and so they're now growing on their 4th batch. So they have, fully processed 2, and they will be processing the 3rd. So they have 3 batches that they have produced. And the way it works, it's in a batch system, and multiple batches are grown at the same time, and the way the manufacturing process works. So we do believe, unless there's a tremendous demand, right, that we'll be able to keep up pace with production. Also, Southern University put their first seeds in the ground last week, so they're starting in the production process. From seeds to final product is a 4 to 5 month period per batch, and you grow multiple batches at the same time. So you have multiple plants in multiple stages in multiple areas of your production facility, so that you're always in the production of a final product, again, by batch. So we do believe that they're going to be able to keep up with it. If not, then they do have the option to expand, both LSU and Southern. There's not been any recent discussion in the legislature on giving additional licenses or franchises to other universities. That could be a discussion at any time in the legislature, but that has not been the case so far. But LSU and Southern do have the capacity and the authorization to expand as much as needed. But it is based on a general recommendation. The Board of Pharmacy determines the total volume needed. Those recommendations then go to the universities to set their production limits.
Mike Strain, the Ag Commissioner, as many as 10,000 patients are already signed up and ready to go, but you anticipate that number could go upwards of 150,000 folks, correct?
We don't know. We simply do not know how high that will go. We do have 84 physicians that will be seeing patients and writing scripts, but the way that the system is designed, it can be expanded. So hopefully we can keep up with demand. If not, then we'll be under additional pressure to expand production.
Mike, one more question, and don't get mad at me. People have said that
Get mad at her, Mike. Get mad at her.
This has been delayed and delayed and delayed, and they've been pointing a finger at you. I know you want to respond to that.
Well, if you look at where we're at, the first contracts were signed with the universities, with their subcontractors, in, I think, November, late fall of 2017. They began design and construction of buildings to put these products in and getting the process in place, working on the standard operating procedures, et cetera, and that was in the spring of 2018. Now, under the law, I'm charged that they had to all pass suitability testing, and that goes through state police. And there were some delays there and some frustrations there, but that's the law. The subcontractors have to pass state police background suitability, no exception. And so, there was a lot of pressure, so why don't you let them get started in permanent production by passing suitability? I'm not allowed to do that under the law, period. But if you look at what we've accomplished, normally to bring a drug to market by the Food and Drug Administration takes 8 to 10 years. You have 2 to 3 years of clinical trials after the drug is produced. So from the time you have the compound to the time you have the drug is 8 to 10 years. And we've done this as a state in less than 2 years from the time of inception of putting the product, the buildings together till now. And so, this is not a fast track. But again, we had a demand before we had a product. Normally, when you're making pharmaceutical products, you have a product that's fully developed and on the shelves, and then you bring it and market it to the public. This was done kind of in reverse.